So 2023 is officially in the books. Who do we think are going to have the biggest jump from rookie season to season two? We're going to dive into that and so much more on this, the No Horsing Around podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Burton. And today I want to talk about who are we expecting to have the biggest jump? Who are some players that we can expect to have big jumps going from their rookie season to their second season with the Indianapolis Colts? You saw a couple on the thumbnail. We're going to talk about a couple more beyond that, but I kind of want to highlight those three, right? On the thumbnail, if you've looked at it, if it drew you in, obviously we've got Josh Downs, Juju Brents, and smack dab in the middle is Will Mallory, right? So let's kind of take it one by one. Who do we think? And we're going to go off that AR is back fully healthy. Who is going to have the biggest jump? I think a lot of people would probably lean towards Josh Downs because how well he played this season, right? I mean, you're talking he had over 771 yards and 2 touchdowns on 68 receptions. The logical jump for him, if he's going to take a big jump, would be that he would end up with over 1,000 yards receiving, right? Like that would be the logical move. So the question is, can he make that jump? I think he could, but is it a big jump, right? Like, is that the big jump? I think he's super talented. The other question is, he was a massive security blanket for Gardner Minshew. That's not who's playing next year. It's going to be Anthony Richardson. And will he be that blanket for him? I think so. I think the way that he works the slot, he reminds me a lot of like a Cooper Kupp, Wes Welker type, who's going to just get the ball and get first downs. You know, hey, you need 5 yards, I'll get you 6. You need 10 yards, I'll get you 11. Like he is that player. Secondly, on there, we've got Juju Brents, who was out a chunk of the year, played, I think he missed like 5 or 6 games in the middle of the year. Had a good year, did have a good year overall. I mean, when you look at his stats and kind of look through it, he had 43 tackles and a pick and a forced fumble. And he played in 9 games, started 8. I think he is a very prime candidate to have a massive jump next season. He's going to come into the season as the day one starter. He's probably going to come in as cornerback number 1, depending on if they sign somebody in free agency, if they bring him in. Dallas Flowers was cornerback 1, but he is coming off an Achilles. I really feel confident in him, but he's working his way back from a pretty significant injury, obviously. So, I mean, outside of Kenny Moore is, as long as you resign him, he's your number 1 corner. But on the outside, it will go into the season as Juju Brents. So can he take that next step and he can make a big leap in year 2? I expect that from him. I think he's going to be a legitimate number 1 corner on the outside. He's going to secure that spot. He's going to be that guy for the Indianapolis Colts going into next year. Then you look at a Will Mallory. Will Mallory got a lot of praise this season for how he looked. He kind of came on later in the season, over 200 yards receiving, no touchdowns, 26 targets, 18 receptions. So not big numbers. This is who I look at, okay? This is who I absolutely look at to make that big jump. Why? I can't explain it. So there's a lot when it comes to the tight end room that I think we sometimes misjudge as Colts fans and Colts prognosticators, right? We look at it, we see Mo Alley Cox, very solid tight end. We see Kylan Granson, who got a lot of run this year and was very solid. We know about Jelani Woods from his rookie season. He missed all his second season, right? And then we have Will Mallory, who just kind of slowly and surely started to work his way into the lineup, right? I mean, you look back, he had 2 receptions in the first game of the year, and then he didn't touch the ball again the next 2 games. And then you look, against Cincinnati, he had 5 receptions. Against Atlanta, he had 4. So I mean, and he showed the ability to really kind of make the solid catch. I mean, secure the ball, get some yards. And I think that position group is almost more open than any of them for a player to step in and step up to make that jump. I mean, a jump for him 200 yards, a jump for him could be an 800-yard season, 700-yard season, and I think that's completely within the realm. He's athletic. He has good hands. He runs solid routes and he blocks well too. So, I mean, if I'm looking over who I think on that side and who is the most likely to take a jump from year 1 to year 2, it's going to be Will Mallory. He's got the pedigree. He comes from a big university. Don't get me, I mean, it's Miami, but he comes from a big university, played well there, played well in spots, and it's a position group that's wide open. Now, I want to clarify because if you're still watching this, you're probably kicking your screen and you're telling me, Steven, Anthony Richardson's going to make the biggest jump. I'm not going to include him in the conversation, right? Like he's going to make a massive jump, I think, from year 1 to year 2, just from the simple fact that he's, knock on wood, going to play the entire season, right? So you're going to see that, but I think that's low hanging fruit, too easy of a pick. So I wanted to negate him as far as going from year 1 to year 2. So of the ones that I've looked at, the 3 main ones for me are always going to be Josh Downs, Will Mallory, and Juju Brents, right? Like I'm not going to go, Blake Freeland's in there. Could he make a jump? Yes. Um, could I mean there's numerous players that you could look at and say, okay, well they could make a jump. They could make a jump for him. I mean, but I want to focus on the ones that I think are most likely to. And of those 3, like I said, I'm going to hang my hat on Will Mallory. Like I said, too, just because I think he has the skill set that you're looking for, and it's a position group that you're kind of starved for. Now, all that changes, obviously, if they select like a Brock Bowers at 15. That's going to change massively what you're going to look at um, to gain from him, right? So I want to hear from you guys. Who of the rookie class last season are you expecting a big jump in year 2? I don't want to hear Anthony. You can tell me Anthony Richardson, but give me another one too. I think that it's just too easy, right? Drop it in the comments. Let me know who you think. And as always, you guys like, share, subscribe. Keep the comments coming. The videos are going to keep coming as we get into the off season. We got a lot of fun topics. We got free agent frenzy with Zach. That's coming up next week. We're really excited because Zach's going to be back. We've got, who do we resign in-house? Who do we resign out of house? Then we're going to have the draft. We got small kind of coaching stuff, not like last year, but who's going to be the new D-line coach? Who's going to be the new secondary coach? We got some fun stuff that we can listen to and we can talk about. But right now, I want to hear who you think is going to make that jump. And as always, you guys, I love you.